In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Channel Farm, which uses AI to create faceless YouTube videos for you. We're going to sign in here, use Google. Once we're signed in, we're going to go to the left-hand side, click on Brand Profiles, and we're going to create a new brand profile. So in the brand profile section, you have a couple different options here. So this is essentially what your videos are going to look like, what the scenes in your videos are going to look like, as well as the thumbnails. So if you take a look here, we can click on View All, and we can see all the different styles that we have available to us. We can also hover over any of these sections, and you can see a little preview of other scenes, and you can see the prompt here that was used to generate these scenes, and you can see the style prompt, you can see the negative prompt. So this is all the information that the AI system is getting whenever it's creating each of your scenes. So we can come through and we can see we have 3D pop-up, we have wet color, cinematic anime, we have some sci-fi, cosmic, tilt shift, double exposure. I'm gonna go with this one here, low poly world. And we can view this and we can see the different generations. We have some snakes, we have some trees, and we got a guy standing in front of some trees as well. And now what we can also do is we have the option to add a consistent character. Now this isn't required, but if you want, you can add a character, and this character will show up in all of your videos. So we're gonna create a character. I'm gonna name the character Super Fox. And for the prompt, I'm gonna say, make a happy fox with a blue shirt and a top hat. And let's see what that looks like. So now this is gonna generate the image for our character. And once it's done generating the image, it's going to then, if we select it, it's going to then generate different angles of that character. So it's gonna generate the front angle, some side angles, maybe some back angles. It'll kind of randomize it. Let's see here. Okay, perfect. We got a little fox. He's looking happy. He's got a nice little top hat and a blue shirt. And this is the prompt here, you can see. And then we can regenerate if we want, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to click generate other angles. And so now this is going to, like I said, it's going to generate different angles of that same fox. And what this does is this gives the AI more context whenever it's generating the scenes, so it knows what all the different angles of the AI of our character looks like. All right, there we go. So we got our fox right here. We got side angle, kind of back angle, and then a little face on angle. And we're gonna click done. And so now we have our character Super Fox, and we have our visual style selected. We can click on next, and now this is where we get to edit the text on screen that appears throughout our video. So the first option is you can turn it off or on. You don't need to have it. If you don't want text on screen, simply turn it off. If you do want it, you can select the color of the text. If you want everything to be white, you just select both of these to be white and all the text will be white. But the highlight color, this is going to be whatever word is being spoken at that time is going to be highlighted with this color. So in this instance, I'm going to go with yellow, and I'm going to leave white for the original color. And then font, I'm going to increase this, or I'm going to change this to oxygen. And then font size, we're going to increase this a little bit. Words per line, I'm going to move it down to 3. And then, actually I'm going to put it to 5. We'll leave it a little bit longer. And then we'll lock it to all caps, so it's all capitals. And then for the text shadow, I'll go medium. So now that's what our text looks like, and this is kind of a little preview of what the scenes within the video are going to look like. Then we're going to hit next, and then we can choose a voice that we want to narrate our script.
Hey, it's Tyler.
The most important part of a project is this.
I think Bill. So once you've selected a voiceover, you also have an additional option to customize and change that voiceover. So if we click right here, we can see we have some different options. We have stability, similarity, style exaggeration, and speed. So stability makes it more or less expressive as the voice is being spoken. Similarity is looser or closer to the original. Style exaggeration is either neutral or more dramatic. And speed is either slower or faster. So for this one, I'm going to change this to be a little bit more expressive. We'll leave similarity the same. Style exaggeration, we'll make it a little bit more dramatic here, and then we'll make it a little bit faster as well. Then we're going to preview and see what it sounds like. Or listen to what it sounds like.
Picture this. Your channel just posted another new video, and you never touched a thing.
As you can see, it sounds a little bit different than the original one we played. So I like this. I'm going to hit save. And now we basically have our entire brand profile done. We can click finish. We'll call this Fox. And we'll hit save profile. So now we have our profile. This is saved right here. And we can see the image style preview. And now we can type in the topic of the video that we want to make. All right, so I asked it to make me a video about the history of the wheel. And for the sake of the video, I'm just going to put it down to 4 to 5 minutes so we can generate this quickly. We're going to go to educational, and then we're going to generate with AI. So now this system is going to generate the script for us. This is one option we have. As you can see here, we also have the option to use my own script, and you can actually just put in and type out your own script here. You also can, for instance, use another AI model. You can go to Claude or ChatGPT or Gemini, and you can talk with that and you can get it to write you a script. The only thing to note is make sure that you tell it whatever your limit is, depending on which plan that you use on Channel Farm. You'll have a certain limit for how long your video can be, and also the longer the video, the more credits it's going to take. And as you can see, our script is in here. But just make sure that you have your script is at the right length, and you can obviously just adjust it too. But our script is done here. So now, as you can see on the right-hand side, we have a few more options. So we have scene pace right here. So what this is going to do is this allows us to change how fast the scenes are switching within the video. So depending on the style of video that you're creating, you may want it to be more relaxed or you may want it to be quicker. So for this video, I think it'd be cool if it was quicker. So we're going to bump it up to rapid. As you can see, that is going to use more credits because it's generating a lot more images. It's over 2 times as many images because it's changing scenes so rapidly. And then as you can see here, we have the option for advanced editing. This allows you to actually edit the video before it gets rendered. So I'm going to turn this on so I can show you guys what that looks like. And then we just hit generate. So now the video is being generated, and as you can see, the script has already been written, so that part's done. After the script, it's going to work on the voiceover. So it's going to generate the voiceover for us, and then it's going to create the visual framework. So the visual framework is basically the entire script has this main idea, right? In this instance, it's about the history of the wheel. And then the system is going to take a look at that, and it's going to break it down into smaller little chunks as to when we should represent a certain idea. So you'll see when this is done, each part of the script will be broken into little sections, and each section will have an image attached to that section so that what words are being spoken at that time matches what is being shown in the actual visuals. So once that framework is done, it will then go and it will create all the visuals that it needs for the actual video. Once this is done, because we turned advanced editing on, it's going to prompt us into, or it's going to put us into the video editor, and that's going to allow us to go through and edit and change the video if we want. And then we also have the option to export once we're done. And once we export, then it will go through and it will assemble the whole video. It will also add the audio, and then it will generate the metadata, which is the description, the timestamps, the tags, the title, and then the last step, it will generate the thumbnail for us. As you can see, the scenes are now being generated, so we have 0 out of. And there we go, we got a few scenes here. This looks really cool. I like the style of this. Yeah, super cool. Many more scenes have been generated. As we can see here, our character has popped up just like he was generated before. And there we go, the images are about to be done. As you can see, there's one left here, it's just finishing being generated, but we got all the scenes done here. And there we go, the video's done. Now we can hit play.
2 places, same century, same continent, same basic human problem. How do you move heavy things without destroying your body doing?
As you can see, the voice is matched to the scene, so it's talking about moving something heavy, and there's a guy moving a big stone brick. Circle.
One group of people in Mesopotamia solved it in a way that changed every civilization that followed. Another group in pre-Columbian Mesoamerica independently invented the same object, used it on toys, and then never scaled it up. Same invention. One transformed the ancient world. One sat in a child's hand for centuries and went nowhere. The difference between them is not what they built. It is what they built it for. Let's establish how similar these 2 situations actually were. Both regions had dense.
So as you can see, everything is following the same style, the same theme. The voiceover is consistent. It's matching what's being shown. And now we have a few additional options here. So a cool little thing we can do is we can click on one of these scenes and we can actually animate it and make it come to life. So we're going to click on this and we're going to say animate the video so that we can see the sun rising and changing the shadow over the land. And we're going to animate the scene. So that is going to cost us a few credits, but as we can see, once this is done, this is going to turn into an actual video that we can watch. And while that's being generated, what we can also do is you can go through and you can edit any of this. So say if you want to cut this and maybe you want to split this scene so that it's showing something else.
One
here,
group of people.
you can click on this and you can actually regenerate this image. All right, this one right here, I'm not a big fan of this image. If it's a little bit odd, it has like the kid being like a car. So let's regenerate this. So what we're going to do is click on regenerate, and then we have the prompt right here. We're going to expand this a little bit, and I want to change this. So instead of saying a wheeled toy figurine, we're just going to say a wheel, and then we're going to leave everything else the same. We do also, as you can see here, we have the option to add in Super Fox. So this is our character that we have. And if we did want to put him somewhere into this scene, we could just add him and that will bring him into the scene. But for this, we're just going to change this so that it's a wheel instead of a wheel toy. And we're going to hit regenerate. Now let's go take a look at the beginning. And as you can see here, because this is now a video, it's changed the color. So as you can see, it's blue instead of gray. Now we can indicate this is a video. And let's see how this looks. And as you can see, you got the sun coming up. This looks really good. I really like this. All the shadows changing, getting very bright. Looks really, really awesome. And then we can see over here we have scene 7, and now this is a wheel instead of the child's hand. As you can see, everything else is the same. We just have it as an actual wheel now. Another thing you can do if you would like is you can split anywhere. So as we can see here, we can come, let's listen to this one.
Them is not what they built. It is what they built it for.
Okay, so let's say right here we want to change this, and so this is saying
it is what they built
it for. So let's regenerate this, and instead let's say, all right, so I just edited the prompt a little bit and basically took out the description for this item and I replaced it with a question mark because we're saying what they built it for. And then we're just gonna hit regenerate. And now, as you can see, this scene has stayed the same and this one's being regenerated. So now, instead of having one long scene right here, we can now split this in two, so it's a little bit shorter. So you have the option to do this anywhere throughout, and boom, there we go, we have the question mark. So now if we watch it.
The difference between them is not what they built. It is what they built it for.
Boom, what they built it for. And now something else to note here is since we have another scene, this scene, as you can see, there was no transition, right? It just cut right to it. And you can have that if you want, but we also have the option, if we go to all scenes right here, we can see that we have the option to select what type of transition is being used. Right now, every scene defaults to a push right, but we can switch it up if we want. We can go a push left, for example. So we can do push left, and then we can watch this scene again.
The difference between them is not what they built.
We'll go to left, just like that. Also, if we scroll all the way up to the top here, we have the option to set what type of transition we would like for the whole video. So if I do slide left, that will change every single scene to a slide left. We also have the option to mix it. We can say mix directions. And now as you can see, push up, push left, push right, push left. So it's all going to be different every single time. And as you can see, if we scrub through the video, you can see that we have different scenes, different transitions at different times. Next up, we have music. So with music, we have two options. We can either upload our own music file in here and just put it right into the video, or we can go through this list of music files that are already in here. So we can listen to them, we can preview it, and then let's say we like this one, we can click on the add button, and that'll throw it right into the timeline down here. Now this one's a little bit short, so what we can do is click it again, and that's going to add the same clip back in. And as you can see, it does a nice automatic fade out on both of the clips, so it's going to fade out at the end of the video and whenever this last one is done as well. And then if we play the video,
people in Mesopotamia solved it in a way that changed every civilization.
Now we have music. Next, we have the option for sound effects. So sound effects work in a very similar way. We have the option to upload our own sound effect here, or we can use one of the sound effects that are already in the system. So let's say we zoom in here, and whenever we transition to our new scene that we just made with a question mark, let's say we want to add a whoosh sound. Maybe we want that right there. We can click on add, and that will add it exactly where it was. We can also adjust the volume of that whoosh sound. We'll just leave it at 100% now and listen to it.
Is not what they built. It is what they built it
Boom,
for.
There we go. We got the little whoosh sound. And then let's say we want to add another one, maybe a little bit further. Maybe right here before our little fox guy. We want to add another whoosh. We just boom, click whoosh, and that'll add it right in there. And that's it. Now, last thing we can do is we can also go to captions and we can change the captions before it actually gets generated. So right now, these captions, if you remember, we selected them earlier with the brand profile. We selected the yellow as well as the 5 letters or the 5 words at a time. And it's uppercase, the oxygen font. But if we want, before we actually finish the video, we can change it. And as you can see here, we also have the option to save changes to brand profile for Fox. So if you do make a change within the video editor, this allows you to update it for all of your future videos on your actual brand profile. That way, next time you make another video with the same brand profile, it'll save your text setting. And that's it for the editing. So now that we're done, all we gotta do is click on export, click export again, and that's gonna export our video for us. And as you can see, it's now going to assemble the video and the audio. Once that's done, it's gonna generate us the metadata, and then we're gonna get the thumbnail. And when that's done, I'll show you guys what we got. All right, there we go. The assembly and the audio is now done. So the video is fully generated. At this point, it's just writing the title, the description, the tags, which shouldn't take too long. Once that's done, it's gonna make the thumbnail, and then we are done and ready to go. There we go, the metadata is done. We got the name, you can see it here already. Ancient cultures invented the same wheel. One made toys, one built empires. And then we have thumbnail being generated, painting the cover image. There we go, our video is done, and as you can see, we got our little character in the thumbnail as well. And we also now have a title. We can copy it right here, just like that. Description, same thing, copy. And all the tags, same thing, copy. And can easily just paste those right into YouTube. We also have the option right from here to download the thumbnail. Also have the option to download the video. And we also have the option to edit the video. So if we did watch the whole video and we thought, actually, you know what, I want to change that scene, or I want to add an image, or just make some little tweak to it, we can easily go back, click edit video, make those changes and export it again, no problem at all. And we also have the option here, we can regenerate the title, the description, the tags, as well as a thumbnail. So if we open this up, we can see we have the thumbnail prompt right here. And we also have the templates down here. These are all showing little templates of what options we have. So as you can see, the AI read the script and it picked this one, the split screen, but we can pick whichever one we want. So let's say we want a big number. We'll click on regenerate, and that's going to regenerate the thumbnail for us. And there we go, we got our new thumbnail. As you can see, we can pick whichever one we want. We can select them right here. And now let's see what the AI cooked up.
2 places, same century, same continent, same basic human problem. How do you move heavy things without destroying your body doing it? One group of people in Mesopotamia solved it in a way that changed every civilization that followed. Another group in pre-Columbian Mesoamerica independently invented the same object, used it on toys, and then never scaled it up. Same invention. One transformed the ancient world. One sat in a child's hand for centuries and went nowhere. The
Super cool.
difference between...
And that's it, guys. That's how you use Channel Farm to help you create AI videos. If you want to check out the tool yourself, I'll leave a link below.